All right, everyone, let's dive into the world of road transport division managers. If you're prepping for that big interview, you're in the right place.
We're going deep into RoleCatcher's career and interview guides.
Pulling out all the best tips to help you totally ace it.
Yeah, we want to help you land that job and really steer your career the right way.
Exactly. Think of us like your co-pilots navigating this whole process,
It can be a pretty demanding role.
but definitely rewarding too.
Oh, for sure. So to get started, the career guide really paints this role like a conductor of an orchestra.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, managing everything from the vehicles and staff to the routes and contracts.
Oh, man, that's a lot of responsibility.
It is. It's definitely a dynamic role that keeps you on your toes.
And a lot of different locations too.
Yeah, you could be working in offices or warehouses or even on the road.
So many moving parts.
Yeah.
But let's get down to the interview itself,
Okay, sounds good.
because that's what we're all here for.
Exactly. RoleCatcher actually has 9 sample questions in their guides. Yes, 9. And we're going to unpack each and every one,
Awesome.
giving you the insights to craft answers that'll really impress.
I like it. So let's jump right into that first question.
All right.
Imagine you're sitting across from the interviewer, and they ask you,
Uh,
describe your experience in managing a team in the transportation industry. What are they really trying to get at here?
I think they're looking for your leadership style. You know how you motivate a team, especially in a fast-paced industry like transportation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
High stakes.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to really showcase those skills,
Right.
like the ones we see in the career guide.
Like coordination.
And management of personnel resources.
Right.
This is your moment to really highlight those.
Yeah, so don't just say, I'm a great leader.
Right.
Give them those specific examples.
Yeah, prove it.
Like maybe you implemented a system that streamlined operations or mentored someone who then took on a larger role.
Yeah, give them those details.
The stories that demonstrate your impact. And don't forget to weave in the transportation aspect.
Absolutely.
Because this industry has its own unique challenges.
For sure.
Now, how about a follow-up question?
Ooh, okay.
Let's say they ask, can you give an example of a time when you had to deal with conflict within your team and how you resolved it?
Oh, the conflict resolution question.
Every manager's favorite.
Exactly.
But this one's so important.
Yeah, they want to see how you navigate those difficult situations.
How you mediate disagreements and bring people together.
Right, to work toward a shared goal.
So have a specific story in mind.
Yeah, one where you successfully handled a conflict.
Think about the steps you took and the outcome.
And how your actions reflected those key leadership skills.
All right, on to question number 2.
Okay, number 2.
How do you ensure compliance with regulatory requirements in the transportation industry?
Ooh, that sounds serious.
It is. This is about safety and legality.
Oh, for sure.
So you have to really show them, those transportation regulations.
It's like really specific stuff.
Yeah, like hours of service limits for drivers.
Yes, or those vehicle maintenance standards.
Be ready to discuss those in detail.
So no vague answers here.
Oh. The interview guide suggests you explain how you stay up to date on regulations and how your team follows them.
Have some examples ready.
Yeah. Did you implement a new training program for your team to keep everyone informed?
Oh, that's a good one. Or maybe a system for auditing those vehicle maintenance logs.
Exactly. Show them that you're proactive and you take compliance very seriously.
That's important.
Now, they might dig a bit deeper
Oh, okay.
and ask something like, what steps would you take if you discovered a driver was violating a safety regulation?
Wow, that's tough.
It is. This is really about your ability to act decisively while upholding those safety standards.
So it's about enforcement and leadership.
Exactly. How would you address the situation,
Hmm.
correct the behavior, and prevent those future incidents?
All right, moving on to question 3.
Number 3.
This one takes us to the financial side.
Oh.
Describe your experience in managing budgets and financial performance in the transportation industry.
The money question.
Yes, this is where you showcase your financial skills.
You're good with numbers.
Right, your ability to really make those numbers work.
So think about your experience with budgeting and cost control and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and the career guide actually highlights administration and management knowledge here.
It's all connected.
It is.
So it's not enough to just say, I'm good with numbers.
Right.
You have to show them how you've used data to make decisions that boost the bottom line.
For sure.
Maybe you implemented a cost-saving initiative that reduced those fuel expenses.
Oh, that's a good example.
You got to give them those concrete details.
And be ready for a follow-up.
Oh, like what?
Like, how do you balance the need for cost efficiency with maintaining a high level of service quality?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is. It's all about finding that sweet spot.
where you're operating efficiently but not compromising the quality of service.
To those customers?
Exactly. So they want to see your strategic thinking.
Right. And your ability to make smart decisions that benefit everyone.
All right, let's talk about safety.
Okay.
Question 4 is, how do you ensure the safety of drivers and vehicles in your operation?
This is where you really get to be a safety advocate.
They want to see a proactive approach to safety management.
Creating that culture of safety within the team.
Exactly. So beyond just saying safety is important,
Yeah.
you need to really outline your safety philosophy and the steps you take to ensure it.
Like specific steps.
Yeah, remember those skills from the career guide, customer and personal service, and knowledge of passenger transport regulation.
Oh, yeah, those are really relevant here.
Absolutely, because it shows that you prioritize employee and customer well-being.
Yeah, so do you conduct regular safety audits? Do you have a fantastic driver training program?
Share those details.
Maybe even highlight a new technology or procedure that resulted in fewer accidents?
Or even improve driver behavior.
Oh, for sure.
And what if they ask, what is your process for investigating accidents and implementing corrective actions?
Oh, they want to know that you learn from every incident.
That you're constantly improving those safety protocols.
So walk them through your process.
And highlight those key improvements that you've made.
Show them that commitment to always getting better.
All right, let's move on to question 5.
Okay, number 5.
This one focuses on your negotiation skills.
Yeah, right.
Describe your experience in negotiating contracts with vendors and customers in the transportation industry.
This is all about securing those win-win agreements.
Thinking about how you prep for negotiations.
Right, and how you identify opportunities for cost savings or revenue generation.
And, the career guide mentions negotiation and production processing.
Yeah, show off that knowledge.
Do you have a system for researching market rates or understanding your leverage?
Are you a master at building that rapport?
Finding that common ground.
Share your approach.
And back it up with a success story.
Oh, good one.
Maybe a time you secured a better price or resolved a tough issue.
Those are great examples.
Sure.
Now, what about a curveball?
Ooh, a curveball. Like what?
What is your approach to handling disagreements or impasses during contract negotiations?
Oh, man, those can get tense.
They can.
So they want to see you stay calm and professional.
Right, focused on finding a solution even when it's tough.
Now let's move on to question 6.
Oh?
This one is all about working across different departments.
Oh, working together.
Exactly. Describe your experience in managing cross-functional teams in the transportation industry.
This is all about collaboration.
Yes, because transportation often involves working with operations,
Maintenance, sales.
customer service,
You name it.
and so many more.
Think about those coordination skills, bringing people with different expertise together.
Facilitating communication and resolving those inevitable conflicts.
Especially when you have competing priorities.
Right. The interview guide actually suggests you explain how you ensure smooth teamwork between those different functions.
Yeah, give them a good example.
Did you create a communication plan that improved the flow of information?
Or a system for tracking progress on multi-department projects.
Yes. Show them you can make collaboration work.
Now, what if they ask, can you give an example of a time when you had to manage a project that involved multiple departments and how you ensured its success?
Ooh, that's a good follow-up.
It is. They want to see you shine as a project manager.
Someone who can navigate those complexities.
Bring everyone together for a shared goal.
Before we go any further, I want to take a quick detour and talk about RoleCatcher's AI.
Oh, yes.
I'm so fascinated by this.
Too.
I know it can help tailor your answers and give feedback.
It can.
But tell me more about how that works.
Well, think about all those job applications that end up in the thanks but no thanks pile.
Ugh, the worst.
The worst. RoleCatcher can actually analyze those job descriptions
Really?
and highlight any skills gaps in your CV.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's like having a personal career coach.
That's amazing. Identifying areas where you can really strengthen your application.
Exactly. And it goes even further. It can help you fine-tune your answers to those interview questions.
Really?
Uh-huh. And even analyze those video practice sessions.
Get out of here.
Giving you feedback on your delivery content, even your body language.
Wow, it's like a virtual mock interview.
It is, with personalized feedback.
That's amazing. Okay, back to those interview questions.
All right. We're on question number 7.
Yeah.
This one explores how you stay ahead of the curve in the industry.
How do you stay up to date with industry trends and developments in the transportation industry?
So this is your chance to show your passion for the field.
Yeah, you're constantly learning and evolving.
Remember, the career guide emphasized active learning and using tech to stay informed.
Oh, yeah.
This is where that comes in.
So it's not enough to just do your job.
Right, you have to be engaged.
What industry publications are you reading? What conferences are you attending?
Are you part of any online forums or groups?
Share your favorite sources and how you filter all that information.
Find the gems.
And don't forget to connect it back to your work.
Yes. Have you implemented something new based on a trend you learned about?
Show them that you actually apply that knowledge.
To make things better.
Now, be prepared for a follow-up, like, what's the most significant trend impacting the transportation industry today, and how are you preparing for it?
Oh, that's a good one.
They want to see your forward thinking, and you can adapt to those new realities.
All right, we're on the home stretch with question 8.
Almost there.
Describe your experience in implementing new technologies in the transportation industry.
Okay, so this is all about embracing innovation.
Driving those technological advancements.
And the career guide highlights technology advances and systems evaluation here.
Yeah, so showcase those skills.
So walk them through your process for evaluating new technologies.
Like, do you look at the potential benefits, the return on investment?
Do you involve stakeholders in that decision-making?
And how do you implement those technologies effectively?
Making sure there's a smooth transition for your team.
Share an example of a technology you successfully implemented.
Maybe a routing system or a fleet management software.
Even a telematics platform.
And be ready for a follow-up.
Okay.
Something like, what challenges have you faced when implementing new technologies and how did you overcome them?
Oh, yeah. Every implementation has its hurdles.
So sharing how you navigated those challenges shows your problem-solving skills.
And your ability to adapt and learn.
Before we wrap up this first part of our deep dive,
I
want to quickly touch on some of those career insights from the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
Oh, yes. It's packed with useful info.
One thing that really stood out to me was the pros and cons section. It highlights the high responsibility and competitive salary, which is great.
Yes.
But it also mentions the potential for stress and long hours.
That's important to keep in mind.
It is. So you can really weigh your options.
This role isn't for everyone.
But if you thrive on challenge,
and you're passionate about transportation,
then it can be incredibly rewarding.
I agree with that.
The advancing your career section is also really helpful.
It is.
It maps out those different paths for growth, like moving into senior management roles.
Maybe even becoming a director of transportation or a chief operating officer.
Whoa, those are impressive.
They are.
But what if someone wants to specialize in a certain area of transportation?
That's definitely an option.
Okay, cool.
You could become an expert in fleet management or logistics optimization.
Or even sustainability.
Yes.
There's that theme again, continuous learning.
Right.
The guide really stresses the importance of staying ahead of the curve in this industry.
Because things are constantly changing.
New technologies and trends all the time.
So to stay competitive, you have to embrace lifelong learning.
And those certifications we mentioned earlier can definitely play a role.
A CSCP and CTP.
They really demonstrate your expertise and your commitment to professional development.
It's like a stamp of approval.
Telling employers you're serious about your career.
You have the knowledge to back it up.
And let's not forget about networking. The guide has a whole section on that.
Oh, networking is so important.
Building those relationships with other professionals.
Going to conferences and industry events.
Joining online forums.
Even just connecting on LinkedIn.
It's all so valuable.
It's like your support system and knowledge base within the industry.
I love that. Well, that wraps up the first part of our deep dive.
Oh, already?
We tackled 8 of those interview questions.
We did.
Explored some career insights.
Yeah.
And even got a taste of RoleCatcher's AI superpowers.
It's pretty super.
We'll be back with part 2, where we'll finish up those interview questions and uncover even more valuable info to help you ace that interview and steer your career towards success.
See you soon.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're ready to jump right back into those interview questions.
We've still got one more to cover from the RoleCatcher Interview Guide.
And then we're going to explore even more career insights.
That'll help you not just get the job, but really thrive in this field.
All right, let's get back into those interview hot seats.
Okay.
The interviewer leans in and asks, describe your experience in managing international transportation operations.
Oh, this one tests your global thinking.
Yeah, international transportation has its own unique challenges.
It does,
Like navigating all those regulations and customs procedures.
Or for sure, and understanding those cultural nuances.
Maybe even overcoming language barriers.
It's a lot.
It is.
So if you have experience in this area, be ready to share it.
How you've managed those cross-border shipments.
ensured compliance with all those international regulations.
And even built relationships with those overseas partners.
It's really about showcasing those global skills.
The interview guide recommends highlighting those successful international operations you've led.
Oh yeah, like did you navigate a really complex customs clearance?
Or negotiate a great contract with an overseas carrier.
Those are the stories that they want to hear.
Yeah, because it shows you can handle those complex situations.
And be ready for a follow-up question.
Yeah.
What are some key considerations when managing international transportation operations, and how do you address them?
Oh, that's a good one.
They want to see you can anticipate challenges.
Think strategically and adapt to that ever-changing world of global logistics.
Now that we've covered all 9 sample interview questions,
All 9.
it's time to dive into some career insights.
The career guide is packed with helpful information.
It can really guide you on your career journey.
One section that I found really interesting was alternative titles.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know this role can also be called Road Operations Manager?
Or even Mobility Services Manager.
Really? So the same job can have different titles?
Yeah, depending on the company.
That's something to keep in mind during your job search.
Look beyond just one specific title.
Good tip. Now, a lot of people are curious about career progression.
Of course.
What kind of advancement paths does this role offer?
Well, the Advancing Your Career section highlights several.
Okay, like what?
You could move up into senior management, maybe even becoming a director of transportation.
Wow.
Or a chief operating officer.
Those are some impressive titles.
They are, but maybe you want to specialize in a specific area of transportation.
Oh, that's a good point.
You could become an expert in fleet management,
Okay.
logistics optimization, or even sustainability in transportation.
So many options.
There are, and it all comes back to continuous learning.
That's the key takeaway here.
The transportation world is always changing.
New technologies and trends popping up all the time.
You got to embrace lifelong learning to stay competitive.
And those certifications we talked about can really help.
The CSCP and CTP.
Those certifications show your expertise and commitment to professional development.
Like we said before, it's a stamp of approval.
And let's not forget the power of networking.
Oh, yes. Building those relationships with other professionals is crucial.
Attending conferences and industry events.
Joining online forums.
Even just connecting with people on LinkedIn.
It's all about expanding your network and learning from others.
Building your own little community within the transportation industry.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we wrap up this part, I want to circle back to RoleCatcher's AI.
Yes. More AI talk.
It can really give you that extra edge in your job search.
You mentioned earlier that it can tailor your answers and provide feedback for specific roles.
It can.
Can you give an example of how that works?
Okay, so let's say you're applying for a road transport division manager role that really emphasizes sustainability.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI will scan that job description, identify those keywords,
Okay.
and then suggest ways to weave sustainability into your answers.
Oh, wow. So it's not just generic advice.
No, it's personalized.
Tailored to the specific requirements of each role.
Exactly. It helps you stand out and show that you understand what that particular employer is looking for.
That's incredible.
And don't forget about the feedback feature.
Oh, right.
You can practice your answers, record a video of yourself,
Okay.
and RoleCatcher's AI will analyze your delivery, your content, even your body language.
Oh.
It will.
Yeah.
And it'll give you personalized tips for improvement.
It's like having a virtual interview coach.
It is.
Well, that brings us to the end of part 2 of our deep dive.
Already. Time flies.
We've covered all 9 sample interview questions,
We did.
explored those key career insights,
Uh-huh.
and we delved even deeper into the world of RoleCatcher's AI.
Love it.
In part 3, we'll leave you with a final thought-provoking question
Oh, that's a good idea.
to really get you thinking about the future of transportation. And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into the world of road transport division managers.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Those tough interview questions, career insights, and even RoleCatcher's amazing AI tools.
But now we want to leave you with something to really think about.
Ooh, I like
The
it.
question that goes beyond the day-to-day of the role
Okay,
and really gets at your vision for the future of transportation.
right.
This one comes straight from the definition section in the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
Okay.
And it asks, as you step into the role of Road Transport Division Manager, how will you utilize the latest technologies to ensure both efficiency and sustainability in your operations?
Oh, that's a good one.
It is.
It's not just about managing those daily tasks.
Yeah.
It's about really shaping the future of this industry.
Making it smarter, greener, more efficient.
I like it. So many exciting advancements.
There are, like autonomous vehicles,
Oh, yeah.
electric fleets,
Smart logistics platforms.
all that data analytics.
So much potential.
How can you use those tools to really make an impact?
That's the question.
It is.
And it's your chance to showcase your forward thinking
Yeah, show them that you understand those industry trends
and that you can actually apply them.
to real-world situations.
Maybe you have ideas about optimizing routes with real-time traffic data,
Or implementing fuel efficiency programs.
exploring alternative fuel sources.
What about incorporating those autonomous vehicles?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
It is.
Developing strategies to make that transition smooth and successful.
Whatever your vision is,
Yeah.
be ready to articulate it clearly and with passion.
Show them you're not just looking for any job.
Right.
You're looking to make a real difference.
This question really opens up a conversation about the future.
It does.
It allows you to share your passion, your knowledge, your commitment to innovation.
And your understanding of those challenges and opportunities in the industry.
Exactly.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of road transport division managers.
It does. We've covered a lot.
Those interview questions.
Career paths.
RoleCatcher's amazing AI.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. But remember, preparation is key.
It is. The more you practice, the more familiar you become with the industry.
The more confident you'll be in that interview.
Absolutely. And don't forget to check out RoleCatcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their platform has so many resources.
For job seekers and anyone looking to grow their career,
Best of luck in your interview.
we know you'll do great.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
The transportation world is always evolving.
So keep learning. Stay curious.
Embrace those challenges.
That's how you'll thrive in this dynamic field.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
We'll see you next time when we explore another exciting career path.
And give you the tools to achieve your professional goals.